There's a certain silence that follows the truth. It's not the silence of peace, but the heavy, ringing silence of shock. That morning, the sun rose as if nothing had changed. Birds were singing, my kettle was humming, and Daniel left early, pretending to go to work. He had no idea the storm had already broken in my inbox hours ago. By 8 o'clock a.m., Mrs. Whitmore's phone dinged, and within 5 minutes, my world and his began to tilt on its axis. I was watering the little potted fern by the window when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. It buzzed again and again. Each vibration felt sharper, more urgent, like an alarm I couldn't silence. By the 5th ring, I finally answered. You. Her voice sliced through the line like ice cracking over glass. Where did you get these? Do you have any idea what you've done? I could almost hear her pacing, her heels clicking against marble floors. Her anger was trembling not with disbelief, but with raw fear. I said nothing. I just let her speak. These are lies. They're forged. You think you can ruin my son? Then, her voice dropped, shaking. He promised me everything was fine. And just like that, her certainty shattered. 2 hours later, she showed up at my house. No warning, no driver, just her. Her hair was a mess. Her signature pearls were gone. I opened the door, expecting her usual cloud of perfume and a polished performance. Instead, I was met with pure panic. Amelia, she said, her voice low and shaky. We need to talk. For a split second, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. She sat on the edge of my sofa like a dethroned queen. Her hands trembled as she held her phone out to me. On the screen were screenshots of Daniel's messages to other women, receipts from secret accounts, and my own evidence, now glowing right back at her. Do you know what this means? She whispered. I just tilted my head. You tell me. Her eyes filled with something I'd never seen in them before. Humility. For years, she had treated me like I was nothing, like dirt beneath her expensive heels. Now, she was the one begging for my silence. He can't afford another scandal. Please, don't tell anyone. You'll destroy him. Destroy him? I thought to myself. No. He did that all by himself. But I said none of that out loud. I just offered a faint smile, the kind a woman gives when she's finally stopped bleeding. When she left, I watched her car disappear down the street. The neighborhood was quiet again, painfully normal. But inside me, something electric was humming, a strange, dangerous calm. Because that was the first time in years Mrs. Whitmore had looked at me, not as a nuisance, but as power. Later that night, Daniel came home late, his eyes dull, his tie undone. He didn't notice the shift in the air. He kissed my cheek, pretending our world was perfectly fine. And for the first time in a very long time, I kissed him back, softly, sweetly, because now, I wasn't just his shadow, I was his reckoning. If they say karma takes time, but sometimes, she shows up wearing your perfume. It started on a Monday, the kind of day that pretends to be normal. Daniel left the house early again, too early, his shirt unbuttoned at the wrong place, his tie twisted like his lies. He smiled that tired smile, the one I used to believe. But now, I just watched, sipping my tea, as he disappeared down the driveway like a man walking toward his own undoing. I wasn't planning to destroy him, not yet, but life, or maybe fate, had a much faster schedule. By noon, I got a call from Claire, my old friend who worked in the same building as Daniel. She whispered before saying my name. That's how I knew it was bad. Amelia, are you sitting? Should I be? I asked, forcing a small laugh. She exhaled sharply. Someone sent your husband's medical report 2 hours. And, Amelia, they're saying he falsified his insurance documents. I froze. My cup nearly slipped from my hand. Not because I was shocked, no. I already knew that part. But because the world finally knew too. The office buzzed with whispers, the kind of whispers that sting louder than words. Daniel, the golden boy. Daniel, the boss's favorite. Daniel, who once said I was too emotional to be respected. Now, he was reduced to a headline inside his own company. That evening, he came home silent. No greetings, no explanations. Just a man unraveling in his own skin. He poured a drink, his hands trembling. Who did it? He muttered, pacing back and forth. Who hates me this much? I looked up from my book, pretending not to notice his panic. Maybe it's karma, I said softly. He froze. What? I smiled faintly. Nothing. You said once that karma takes her time. Maybe she's just punctual. His jaw tightened. For a moment, I saw it, the guilt, the fear, the shame he'd buried for years. He wanted to shout, to accuse, to find a villain other than himself, but he didn't dare. He knew that if he looked too hard, he'd see me in the reflection not as the cause, but as the consequence. The next day, Mrs. Whitmore, his mother, called. Her voice was brittle. "He's suspended, Amelia. They're investigating. Do you know what this means?" "Yes," I said, calm as ever. "It means the truth is finally louder than your money." She went quiet for a long time. Then, "You've done enough damage. Stop this before it ruins him completely." I laughed quietly. "Ruins him? You already did that." I just turned on the light, and before she could reply, I hung up. That night, Daniel sat in the dark, staring at nothing. His phone kept buzzing, calls from his mother, his mistress, his entire world collapsing. He didn't answer any of them. I walked past him, heading upstairs, feeling the power shift with every single step. He looked up once, desperate. "Amelia, please, help me fix this." I paused, hand on the railing, and said the line that ended whatever was left of us. "You can't fix what you never admitted was broken." Then I went upstairs, and for the first time in 9 years, I slept soundly. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more. See you next time. It had been 3 weeks since Daniel's downfall began, its echoes finally fading from every corner of my life. And for the first time in years, I could actually breathe. Not those shallow, survival breaths, but deep, full ones that didn't ache in my chest. I started going for walks again, alone. No one whispering about my body or my womb. No one telling me what herbs to drink or what prayers to say. Just the air, just peace, just me. That's how I met Tund. He was standing outside a little art gallery downtown, wearing a crisp white linen shirt and a smile that looked like it had survived a few storms of its own. He was Nigerian Yoruba, he said proudly, when I teased him about his accent. And I laughed, a real, genuine laugh, for the first time in what felt like forever. "Careful," I joked. "They say Yoruba men are heartbreakers." He just chuckled, his voice rich and easy. "Ah, only the boys. I'm a man, Amelia. A tired one." There was something about the way he said my name, so gentle, so deliberate, like he was learning it, not just saying it. He was divorced too. His wife had left with someone else years ago, but he spoke about it with a quiet acceptance I didn't recognize. He didn't hate her. He didn't pity himself. He had simply healed. And in his healing, he reminded me what peace sounded like. We started seeing each other often. Coffee on Wednesdays, dinner on Fridays. He listened, not like Daniel, who heard my words, but never their meaning, but like someone who genuinely wanted to understand the spaces between my sentences. He made me feel seen. Then came that night, the night everything almost happened. It was raining. We'd both had a little too much wine, sitting close on his couch, our laughter spilling into something heavier, quieter. He brushed a stray curl from my face, his touch so careful, asking permission without a single word. I knew I should have pulled away, but my body hadn't been touched in so long, not with kindness, not with a desire that didn't feel like a debt. He kissed me, slowly, softly, like he didn't want to claim me, but just remind me that I was still human. For a moment, I forgot everything, the pain, the lies, the years I spent trying to be enough, and I wanted it, God. I wanted it. But when his hands reached for me, something inside me froze. A ghost appeared, Daniel's face, his mother's cutting words, all my shame. I pushed back gently, tears already stinging my eyes. "I'm sorry," I whispered. He nodded, breathing hard but soft. "Don't be. You've been starving, Amelia, but not for this, for peace." And he was right. When I got home that night, I stood in front of my mirror for a long, long time, not judging, not crying, just looking. I was finally learning to forgive the woman staring back at me, the one who stayed too long, who believed too much, who forgot herself while trying to prove her worth. I wasn't ready for love, not yet, but for the first time in years, I wanted to be.